between South Africa and Mexico. We'll get to see later tonight. 8 is the time. Welcome to 94.9 32 FM. And this is Scoreboard Reloaded. I am Peter.
Well, I am SAMIES. On the show this afternoon, we take a look at all the latest developments making the rounds in the world of sports. Like Peter mentioned, it's the big one as we count down to the FIFA Men's World Cup opening game there at the Mexico City Stadium. Of course, the actual name is not the Mexico City Stadium, but to comply with FIFA's policy on corporate-sponsored name, we have almost all of those stadiums actually going after the host city. So definitely, we take a look at all of the nations who have hosted and, of course, played their parts in the opening games of the FIFA Men's World Cup. And the only side to host and not to get a point happens to be Qatar at the last edition of the FIFA Men's World Cup. You take a look at Russia in the year 2018, they ran riot over Saudi Arabia, winning by 5-0. Brazil, they hosted, defeating Croatia by 3-1 in 2014. South Africa against Mexico, the game ended 1-1. And Germany in 2006, they defeated Costa Rica by 4-2. So tonight, we expected to see another firework between Mexico and South Africa.
When we left in the morning, I was hoping that SAMIES will come up with a Mexican name. But hey, that didn't happen.
Some 𝐷𝐿.
Oh. Carlos Vela. All right. So you know what I want you to do? You can hit us up in the studio. Let me also know if you have a Mexican name or you want a Shabalala. Maybe that's what you want to be here tonight. Since we're not going to the World Cup, we have to find a way to make ourselves happy. So we'll get to the World Cup in a bit. Let's give you a bit of those headlines from the world of sport making rounds, and then myself and Simon will share a few thoughts. Now, if you don't qualify, if you don't do well in this part of the world, especially in Nigeria, there's a way that officials, both government and, let me say government now, because most of the club side are owned by government, they will come at you. Earlier today, Bayelsa United said, you guys can't be playing in the lower division and you expect us to keep the same players, the same management. And of course, the governor of the state, Dili, have said the club, the players, and the management should go home. So what you want to call is a disengagement or disbanded. English matters in this contest. Back in Ibadan here, not even in Ibadan, we'll go to Ogbomosho, and the news of Ogbomosho has not been good in the last few days. You know, those children who left for school and their teachers, they didn't come back home. And we're still counting weeks and days they are yet to come back. And there's a club side in Ogbomosho called Crown FC of Ogbomosho. Today, the Honorable Commissioner for Youth and Sport in Oyo State, Wosilat Adegoke, says Crown FC, you are also disbanded, or is it you are disengaged?
Suspended.
Or when we are suspended.
Suspend the management.
Okay, so the management goes on, the players also goes on, and they thank them and say, you know what, thank you for surviving relegation, but this one we will not take. We saw what Shooting Stars did in 27 years they played on the continent. So, SAMIES, one of my few thoughts, and of course, one of those headlines making the rounds.
Well, just like you've rightly mentioned, my thoughts definitely is centered around the FIFA Men's World Cup. And as we talk about the FIFA Men's World Cup as well, we remember that today is actually going to be a great day where we would have a Nigerian sensation, even though we won't be at the FIFA Men's World Cup. Burna Boy, alongside Shakira, they'll be performing once again. And it talks about a coincidence.
Can you help me with that? If you can look for that, if you can search for that, help me with it. Let me listen to it well. I don't think I've done that because there's a way I might try to avoid anything that's got to do with rubbing on me. We will not be at the World Cup, but we'll have one of Africa's finest.
Okay.
One of Nigeria's
finest. In fact, let's say
finest.
two of Africa's and Nigeria's finest. That,
just imagine if Donald Trump had said, Burna Boy don't come. What would have happened? So I know for the paparazzis, for the Gen Zs who don't like football, they'll want to see performance tonight between Shakira and Burna Boy.
Yeah.
So, that was what I said.
And it brings the glamour also to this competition. And it's a good thing that there in the United States of America, during the course of this FIFA Men's World Cup, we would see that a bit of halftime performance by some stars.
That's what the US will give you.
That's what they would give us.
It reminds us of the Super Bowl. So
yeah.
There's a way they bring it. So 15 minutes will not be boring to you.
Of course.
These Yankee people, they have a way of just bringing entertainment into it. So, because we'll be watching the World Cup, 104 games. So I'm hoping that, broadcasters now, they will not drag us to studio. At least once in a while, let's feel what the
Yeah.
fans are feeling
Feeling
in the stadium.
yeah.
In the stadium, because they're paying a lot of money. So, like you
And
mentioned,
the price, I think it has tripled since it's been announced that United States of America, and even how close the competition has
so I'm
been.
just appealing. But maybe for some of us, we can switch and say let's go online and watch online. And those ones don't have any analysis, they don't have studios, so we get to see that. So I mean, it's pretty good World Cup, and I'm happy that we're talking about the good part of this year's World Cup.
We'll get to the bad part. Don't let me say the bad parts.
Okay.
The not so pleasant side also. And this morning we listened to the words of Gianni Infantino, where he was telling the fans and lovers of football to chill. But this time around, it will be the words of the President of the United States of America. And we'll call him the President of the world as well. That's Donald Trump, where he also chilled.
I didn't vote for Donald Trump. He's not my president.
But you know the power in which the United States of America hold.
I get it.
So we'll take a listen to what he also has to say. And the good news about that's the Somalian official.
Yeah.
Well, of course, he has one big game to officiate when the regular season actually begins in the world of football. And I think that's...
Yeah, the part that you mentioned now is the good part. Omar Atan, that was told to go by the U.S. government and UEFA. Alexander Shaferin felt that we can do something, and I'm still waiting for statement from CAF. But this is what UEFA have got to do. Just in the last few minutes, they've said, Omar Atan, you will be the center referee for the UEFA Super Cup in the month of August between Champions League holders Paris Saint-Germain and the UEFA Cup holders Aston Villa. What else again you would have asked for, SAMIES?
Well, of course, nothing bigger than that.
Yeah.
You won't be at the World Cup, but you get to officiate. That's a game that also has the European heavyweights. But just as we're talking about the FIFA Men's World Cup, you said that you want to listen to that song well, and I know the fans also would want to listen to the song well.
Maybe for a few minutes.
For a few minutes. Yes, we have to actually. But we have to give you the dose of that actually has the Nigerian in it. And when we come back also, there are still more updates as regards the FIFA Men's World Cup from various national teams. As we are also within the cap of the African teams, the Atlas Lions of Morocco. Well, players are out, and of course our players would be in. And remember that there is a window for all the teams at the FIFA Men's World Cup before 24 hours before their kickoff. They have the opportunity to replace players, and it's a good thing that Morocco, they've had their scare, and now they are replacing those players who would be able to play at the FIFA Men's World Cup.
2 players out injured. Real Betis 𝐒𝐍𝐿 is not going to be at the World Cup. Got injured against Norway, and of course I have acquired also 2 players, one attacking and one defender. Both missed out of the World Cup. Their replacement being called right away. They should be on their way right now to the US for this year's World Cup. So like you said, SAMIES, those who don't have the opportunity are the South Africans and the
Mexican
national because they played that game tonight. And so I think for
less than 5 hours.
Yes, I think for these two teams, they don't have any major concern. They're good to go now. We'll just wait to see what happened in the coming hours. But like you said, I wish, okay, now not a wish again because that wish is here. We'll play the music of Shakira and Burna Boy. It's not music, it's a theme song for this year's World Cup. And what's the title?
Die. D-A-I. And it reminds me of the legendary I think theme songs we've had in the past for the FIFA Men's World Cup.
Yeah.
You talk about waving flag. You talk about Waka Waka. Lots of...
Shakira's,
Shakira 2010. South Africa, Mexico. That was why I said a bit of coincidence.
Yeah.
South Africa 2010, it was a Shakira. And now we have her again.
Maybe FIFA should just do well and make her ambassador, make her the one that will sing anytime we're having the World Cup. So Shakira looks like a perfect fit. And take a listen to this. Burna Boy involved. We're not going to the World Cup, but we've got Burna Boy performing tonight in that opening game in Mexico City.
Shakira, we are ready.
We are ready.
We are ready.
We are ready.
We're ready.
We're ready.
We are ready.
We are ready.
We are ready.
We are ready.
We're ready.
We are ready.
We are ready too.
You knew from the day you were born that here in this place you belong. You've been this brave all along. What broke you once made you strong.
So that's what we'll be doing for the next few days. We have to go and go and go and go as fast as we can. So I just confirmed that, the game between Paris Saint-Germain and Aston Villa will be in Salzburg, in Austria. And we mentioned that Omar Aten would take charge of that game. So, I just got something on my device now. And I don't know, maybe you were used to that style. Long ago, when we have the World Cup like this, we used to go to some of these vendors selling newspaper to buy fixtures of games.
Yeah.
Something like this. Let me show you.
Then you draw your path to the finals.
You have something like this?
Yeah.
And then you tick it. It's a long sheet.
You draw your paths to the final.
Copper, then you check the time. But now internet has taken over.
Of course, the internet has taken over, where of course all the informations within that your reach to actually access them. And it's a good thing that we have all of these things at our disposal now. Yeah. I remember then the struggle, maybe not really struggle. It was the life we lived then. And I know there are much more folks out there who lived the life better than I did.
I think it would be nice for us to go to London now.
All right.
To take the football world update and allow the BBC share with us how a couple of countries won their last game before the World Cup starts in the next few hours.
I don't want the chance you missed yesterday.
I didn't even watch. But I watched the first half where 𝐃𝐈𝐒 scored, and then nature came calling. So
Deputy captain.
Yeah. So we'll take a listen to the BBC, and who is there? Sophia is in London to help us with world football updates. And when we come back, we'll serve you more headlines from the Premier League. One manager that you thought he has led his team to the Premier League, you expect him to stay. He's not going to stay. We'll talk about Ipswich and more in terms of what football has got to say on the show. Let's get straight to London with Sophia standing by for the World Football Update.
World Football Update from the BBC. Hello, I'm Sophia Hartley at the BBC Sports Centre with the latest World Cup news. Portugal, Algeria and England all continued their preparations for the World Cup with victories in warm-up matches. Portugal beat Nigeria 2-1. Algeria were 4-0 winners over Bolivia in Kansas City. Meanwhile, thunderstorms in Orlando delayed England's match with Costa Rica for an hour. When the storms cleared, England recorded a dominant 3-0 win. Declan Rice scored the opener.
From the first minute, our high press was brilliant. The way we regained the ball was brilliant. It could have been 2-3-0 before half-time, but 1-0 was obviously good. And then second half, real positive. All the lads that have come on and made a massive impact again suffocated the life out of them, and again we could have scored a few more. So whole squad impact is what we wanted and what we had tonight. So really, really good night's work.
The World Cup begins with co-host Mexico taking on South Africa at the iconic Azteca Stadium. 80,000 fans are expected. Meanwhile, FIFA President Gianni Infantino says it's unfortunate that Africa's top referee was refused entry to the United States. Somalian official Omar Aten was sent home by US border agents despite having a visa and a diplomatic passport. Infantino had this to say at a rare press conference.
Of course, it is unfortunate as well what happened to the referee from Somalia. But again, we don't control everything. We try, we will discuss, we will speak, we will see. Maybe sometimes it's good as well to just, chill, relax.
And Germany's players will pay for 600 of the country's fans to travel by bus to their final World Cup group game against Ecuador following criticism of high transport costs. Train tickets, normally priced at $12.90 from central New York to the nearby MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, were ramped up to $150 before being reduced to $98. And for more World Cup news from the BBC, go to bbc.com/football. World Football Update from the BBC.
All right, so thank you so much, Sophia. We're back in Ibadan and SAMIES.
Well, just as we are actually back in Ibadan, from what you mentioned earlier, talk about the friendly games like we had, convincing victories for some of these sides just at their last game as the World Cup begins later today. But we have a few more information also as regards teams at the World Cup where Haiti have been forced to change their kit design just days before their World Cup opener against Scotland after their shirt depicts a war scene and it fails to comply with FIFA rules. Well, of course, but the bigger picture for you out there is to call us into the studio, and of course, I give a prediction of the game set to go down later tonight between Mexico and South Africa. And of course, you just join us on that journey. You can actually be bold enough to predict the winner of this year's edition of the FIFA Men's World Cup. I don't think we've had a defending champion in a long while for that's the FIFA Men's World Cup.
Yeah, I mean, the Brazilians done the back-to-back of the World Cup before now.
90s.
Quickly, another update coming is Iran have threatened to pull out if they are not treated well in terms of banners and flags. And this has been going on for weeks until both the Iranians and the Iraqis said, really the Iranians, I don't think the Iraqis have got issues. It's the Iranians who have got issues with the American people. And of course, you know, the war between Iran, Israel, and the US is still going on right about now as we speak. Hopefully, we can find peace. But the Iranians are saying, you must treat us well. If you don't treat us well, we might boycott the World Cup. And FIFA will not want that to happen because, you know, brands and sponsors and the world is watching. And one of the things that unites everyone is football. And I've had people, yourself, SAMIES, talk about when you have football game going on, there's a way you don't have kidnappings and banditry and all of these things happening. So for 1 month, let's hope that there will be peace across the globe. And this is what we'll get in terms of what football brings.
Let's cross our fingers for that. So like I said, you can be a part of the program 070550949, 080970949, 070550949, 080970949. Let's see if this is for us. Hello, good afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello, good afternoon.
All right, so
while
he's not talking, one man spoke. McKenna leaves Ipswich. He said he wants to take time to be with his family, and that was really shocking. I thought,
but then
second chance for him in the Premier League, he said no.
But there are news also, or there's news out there that says that he quit Ipswich Town just to get a job at that Fulham Football Club. Remember that Marco Silva left this club side to join up with Benfica.
It doesn't look like that's what he wants.
Now, well, let's cross our fingers. You know, the youth on these managers, they can actually make in the world of football. Hello, good afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello.
Oh, I don't think it's for us, but I don't think for McKenna it's all about Fulham. If it is about the signs that he wants to head to Fulham, to London, then there was no point.
But we're not taking anything away from him. He has done a good job in 3 seasons. He has gotten this team back to the top flight of English football, and probably it's going to be good enough also for him to get that rest. And as we're talking about English Premier League also, Elliot Henderson, the Nottingham Forest midfielder, Manchester City, they've had their second bid rejected for the English midfielder, and it looks like Nottingham Forest wants to keep Elliot Henderson for yet another season.
I don't think they
£120 million.
I don't think they want to keep him. I don't think they want to keep him. And I mean, I make that bold statement. His profile have increased. A boy who Newcastle said they don't want, Newcastle push him out. I can't remember the figure now, but I'm not too sure about the figure. Push him out to Nottingham Forest, who needed him, who wanted to boost their midfield. And then he went to Forest to see what he did with Forest. And I don't think there's a clause with the Magpies for him going back to Newcastle. So with all of that has played out for the young Englishman in the last few months or season now, you expect the big guns to come. And when they come, the club also will demand a big amount of money. So, I mean, the watch Arsenal play 100 million for Declan Rice. How many years ago now? And talking about
3 years ago.
Yes, you're talking about the value of this player.
Caicedo.
It will definitely increase. Yes, Enzo Fernandez also. So they know that, man, this is a business. The money stays in the economy. The British economy. So they want more than that. 120 million can be the agreed sum. They will be looking for hard on. So for City, they have to go back to the board and see how they can restructure the payment plan. Maybe fall within the range of the 120, 130, but they must have a way. Remember what happened also with Alexander Isak, Newcastle to Liverpool. They have to structure something around the 120 million pounds and see maybe if Forest will do business.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, Peter.
Good afternoon, sir.
And your crew, let me just say, good afternoon, gentlemen. God bless you all. Mr. Peters, a date from Bodija in Ibadan.
Oh, we're good to have you, sir.
I think it's high time we realize that it wasn't the fault, or it is not the fault of the U.S. government to have refused the Somali referee entry. I would like you to go to the Twitter handle of that man or his Facebook and see what he has earlier written about U.S. If he had written anything like that about Nigeria, we will stone him that he has the guts to even come, to try to come into our country. Please see it, then you will be able to give the audience the right information. God bless you.
Bless you, sir. Before you go, sir, we spoke about this in the morning. I know you can hear me now. They're off the line, but I know you can listen to me at home. We spoke about that in the morning. We came back because the American government brought a statement about him, his affiliation with Al-Shabaab. So, I mean, in the morning, we were able to balance things. Yes. And FIFA also said there's a limit they can do to all of this.
Now they are called.
No, it's a lesson for every one of us. I remember a couple of years ago, people have gone to the U.S. Embassy before. There's a way they want to check your social media handle.
Not even in U.S. Embassy. I think it happens within the country as well. You want to get a job, and then they go through, they profile you, they go through your profile.
So if you have done anything like that, then the Americans are strict now.
Grace. I think all of these things happens to be with grace and also discipline. But just as discussing about that as well, and from football, we go straight to that's tennis, where one woman actually came back, but her run is over now. We are the 23-time Grand Slam singles champion. That's Serena Williams. She made her return to tennis on Tuesday after almost a 4-year wait from the sport. But a campaign at the Queens has been curtailed as a playing partner, Victoria Mboko from Canada, has withdrawn with a left knee injury. So we wait to see what will be the future of that's Serena Williams. And from the prediction I made earlier this week, I foresee her playing alongside her sister, that's Venus Williams, in one more.
Have you seen Venus in the next few days?
I've not, but then she can be prepping herself.
Now.
She'll be 46. She'll be 46 in the next.
SAMIES, she's put on some pounds now. Okay,
when Serena was active, she was really that.
You know, Serena has that over the years, and she grew up with such stature. Unlike Venus, but like you said, I'm not going to argue with you. Never say never. We thought Serena would never come back, but she came back. And to think that the Canadian Mboko, she was going to return the heat from Pliskova yesterday in that day where she lost the opening set 6-2.
She fell.
But she failed. Medics came. She was crying. And then she has to leave. For Serena, she didn't lose her game. It will be on record. It was because her partner could not continue. And so their game, there was a walkover. So all of this is all about the headlines from Serena Williams. We wait to see maybe the next WTA that we'll be having in the coming days. We're in the grass season now. We've moved from clay on grass to see maybe Serena will be saying, can you give me a white card? I want to play the XW19. It's still the summer. Like she said a couple of days ago, the children at home. So I got nothing to do. I need to come out of retirement to play. So we just wait. SAMIES will be watching.
Well, thank you so much to everyone who has been a part of the show. We'll come your way again. That's later tomorrow. But the Yoruba crew, that's 𝐒𝐲 would be here by 5 p.m. to give you all the latest headlines to make it around in the world of sports. But coming up next is the news at 4. I am SAMIES, your sports captain. Do enjoy the rest of your day and bye for now.